Most dangers announce themselves. A sharp blade, a moving machine, a warning sign painted in red. But some dangers are silent. They creep in quietly, unnoticed, until the moment they strike. Fatigue is one of them. You don't see it. You don't hear it. But inside the mind, it changes everything. Your reaction speed, your timing, your judgment, your ability to notice the one detail that could save your life. A tired mind moves a fraction of a second slower. And in an industrial environment, a fraction of a second is the line between safety and tragedy. History is full of accidents caused not by broken machines or faulty tools, but by a simple truth we still underestimate. An exhausted worker is more dangerous than a damaged machine. Fatigue doesn't break your body first. It breaks your awareness. And when awareness collapses, accidents multiply. What industrial fatigue really is. Industrial fatigue is not just being tired. It is a deep depletion of the nervous system, a slow draining of the mental energy that keeps judgment sharp, reflexes quick, and attention alive. In the factory era, the human body entered a new battlefield. Machines moved at a constant, mechanical rhythm. Humans did not. The nervous system, designed for variation, rest, and natural pacing, was suddenly forced to match the speed of metal. This mismatch created a new kind of exhaustion. The mind must stay alert, tracking repetitive motions for hours without pause. But repetition dulls awareness. The reflexes slow. The signals between brain and muscle weaken, and the worker becomes just slightly delayed. That slight delay is the invisible danger. Industrial fatigue is the moment when the nervous system can't keep up, when the muscles obey slower, when the eyes see later, when attention drifts for a second. And in a machine-driven environment, a second is enough to cause disaster. Industrial fatigue is not weakness. It is the human nervous system trying to survive in a rhythm it was never designed for. How fatigue slows reaction time. Fatigue does not attack the body first. It attacks timing. Your brain sends signals through the nervous system like electrical currents. When you're alert, those signals travel fast. Your hand moves instantly. Your eyes catch small details. Your reflexes respond before you even think. But under fatigue, these same signals slow down. Not dramatically, not in a way you notice, just a few milliseconds. Yet, in industrial environments, a few milliseconds can be the difference between adjusting a grip and losing a finger, between stepping back in time and stepping into danger. Science shows that when the brain is exhausted, reaction time increases. Mistakes rise by 20 to 60%. Motor coordination weakens. Microjudgments fail. Attention blinks for half seconds at a time. These tiny lapses create real accidents. A tired machinist misjudges the distance of a moving belt. A worn-out factory worker reaches for a tool a fraction too late. A fatigued railway operator pulls a lever a moment after he should have. A miner, blinking slowly, misses the crack forming above him. None of these are dramatic failures. They are micro-delays caused by an overloaded nervous system. The tragedy is this: machines do not slow down when humans do. A machine repeats the same motion with perfect consistency, while a tired human becomes less precise with every hour. Fatigue doesn't just make work harder. It makes danger invisible. And once the nervous system slows, the world becomes a fraction faster. Fast enough to harm, fast enough to kill. Why monotony plus long hours create hidden danger? Machines repeat the same motion thousands of times without pause. Humans cannot. When a worker performs one repetitive task hour after hour, the mind enters a state called attention collapse, a slow fading of awareness caused by monotony. At first, the worker is focused. Every movement is deliberate. Every sound is registered. But as the hours pass, the mind drifts. Not out of laziness, but out of survival. The brain cannot remain at maximum alertness while doing the same motion endlessly. It begins to switch off in small intervals, saving energy. These tiny mental absences create micro-errors, gripping a tool slightly off angle, misjudging the speed of a conveyor belt, placing a hand half an inch too close, stepping forward without checking the moving parts. In normal life, these slips mean nothing, but in an industrial environment, where steel moves with precision and force, a 1-inch mistake can become a life-changing accident. Long hours amplify this danger. As exhaustion deepens, reaction time slows further, the sensors dull, and the worker loses the ability to correct small mistakes quickly. A task that felt effortless in the morning becomes risky by late afternoon. By the final hour of a long shift, the risk of an accident can double or even triple. Industrial environments are unforgiving. Machines don't adapt to human fatigue. They don't wait for attention to return or reflexes to recover. Monotony wears down awareness. Long hours weaken the nervous system. Together, they quietly turn simple tasks into hidden threats. Real historical cases of fatigue-based accidents. History rarely records fatigue as the cause of tragedy. It records only the aftermath, the crushed hand, the shattered limb, the worker who never returned home. But when researchers finally studied accident patterns, the hidden truth emerged. Fatigue was silently responsible for thousands of industrial injuries. In early 1900s Pennsylvania, investigators found that over 500 workers died in a single year, not from broken machines, but from small errors made by exhausted minds. In factories across the Midwest, more than 40,000 accidents were reported in 1907 alone, with over 3,000 fatalities. And repeatedly, the same pattern appeared. Most accidents happened in the last hours of long shifts. In railroads, the danger was even greater. Operators worked 12 to 16 hours straight, watching tracks, signals, and levers with absolute precision. One moment of drifting attention, a missed whistle, a delayed switch, and entire trains collided. Between 1902 and 1907, railway records showed 335,000 workers injured and 23,000 killed. A tired trainman had one chance in 127 of dying every year, and one chance in 9 of being injured. Most collisions occurred late at night or near the end of shifts. A clear fingerprint of fatigue. Factories told the same story. The final hour of a workday was consistently the most dangerous. When hands trembled, when reflexes slowed, when the brain's warning signals dimmed, that was when steel and human flesh collided. In mining, where darkness, dust, and noise strained every sense, the smallest lapse became deadly. A tired miner failing to notice a crack, a delayed jump away from falling rock. These split-second errors cost lives. What makes these stories tragic is not only the suffering that followed, but the fact that almost no one recognized the real cause. Machines weren't failing. Workers weren't careless. Their nervous systems were simply pushed beyond human limits. Closing message. Fatigue is not a personal flaw. It is not laziness, weakness, or a failure of character. It is a structural hazard built into environments where the human mind is forced to move at the pace of machines. When the nervous system is drained, your awareness narrows, reaction time slows, and your ability to protect yourself fades. Even when you believe you're still functioning normally. That's why so many industrial accidents were mistaken for human error. They weren't errors. They were symptoms of a system that demanded more attention, more precision, and more endurance than a human brain can safely give. Recognizing fatigue is not about slowing down the worker. It's about preventing the world from speeding past their limits. When we acknowledge fatigue as a genuine risk, like a broken machine or a missing safety guard, accidents decline, lives are saved, and the burden on workers becomes human again. As you move forward, remember this: your tiredness is not a weakness. It is a warning, a quiet signal from your nervous system telling you that awareness needs space to breathe. And when awareness returns, so does safety, clarity, and control.